Alright guys, okay, today's video is going to be a little story really, but before I get onto that, I'm going to ask, if you haven't done so already, to subscribe to the channel, because I do occasionally ask at the end of videos, but it's always at the end, and it's always an afterthought. So today I thought I'd ask at the beginning. If you wouldn't mind subscribing, please do so, and give the videos a thumbs up where you can. That'd be awesome. Okay, so today's video, just another thing before we get onto it, I am going to swear. Now, I don't often swear. I'm not generally a big swearer, but the reason I'm going to swear is because it's relevant to the story. All right, now a lot of you may have seen these videos before. I don't swear in my videos just because I like to make them child friendly, and I like to give everyone the opportunity to learn from them. So that's why I don't swear. I don't swear generally in general anyway, in public a lot of the time, and only if it's appropriate a lot of the time. But today I need to. So if you have got kids around, maybe just get them out of the way, or watch the video later, or turn the volume down, or whatever you want to do. Okay, so the story. This is from a few weeks ago. I found this fairly comical, so I was going to pass it on because it's got a message to it as well. So hang about. I had some guys come to my session, one of my sessions for training, and these two guys turned up who are twins, and they obviously look alike because they're twins, but they're very different in a lot of ways. And they were certainly, well, one thing to start with, they were a different shape, and not just that. I mean, when I got around to working with them and talking to them during the session, they had vastly different attitudes. Okay, now the one who was in shape was telling me how he gets up early, how he works hard with certain training that he does, and he's done martial arts before, and how he does sort of like different things, like watches videos of inspiring people, a lot of people who I listen to as well. So I know that he knows what he's on about. He says he does all sorts of things, like he jumps into cold water, like lakes and rivers and stuff like that, for his health and whatnot. So, you know, I thought that was quite interesting. But he was so different to the twin. His twin, and his brother was out of shape, physically out of shape, but his attitude was completely different. And when I spoke to him, a lot of what he spoke about was about his troubles and his issues with anger management, and you know, he's got ADHD, he told me, and he said he's got stress and anxiety and depression, and you know, all those things I've got no doubt were true, but he was kind of saying them as if like, well, this is why I am where I'm at, and this is why I've got these problems, and this is why I'm not happy, basically. And it was quite funny because after the session, the twins were together, and I was sort of, I had them filling in forms, and, you know, and they were standing together. And then the outer shape twin was again telling me about his troubles and why he can't do this and why he can't do that. And he's got, you know, like I said, like all these issues and stuff. But it's funny how he was saying, I can't do this and I can't do that and I can't do that. And then his brother piped up, who was stood behind him, and he said, and it's also because you're fucking lazy. So it was really just, it was so blunt and so to the point that I could not help like bursting out laughing. And it wasn't to be horrible to the other guy, and it wasn't, you know, I wasn't sort of hating on him or anything, and I'm not now at all, really, because I understand that people have these issues, and I understand, you know, I feel for the guy, you know, and I want to really help him. But it was just so funny that his brother's probably heard this a million times. He's sick of his whinging, and he just wanted to call him out in front of me, and just did it there and then. And it's the way he said it so bluntly that made it so funny in a way. So yeah, I mean, even though a lot of those things were probably true, the guy being lazy, I didn't know him very well at all. I didn't know him, that was the first time I'd met them, so I didn't know them. But I'm also sure that him kind of calling his brother out for being lazy, I'm sure that's true too. And I'm also sure that the out of shape guy knew that also. It was just the fact that, you know, people don't like being called out, and I think that's the problem. A lot of the time I hear that all the time, not just from them, but I hear it all the time on my sessions and elsewhere online or whatever. People always making excuses and saying, or people say to me quite often, oh, I can't do it, I can't do this training, I can't do that because I've got a bad knee. I can't come because I've got a bad knee. I can't do this, can't do that, I've got a bad knee, for example. And it's like, well, go swimming then. Go swimming, and you can do something instead of that. You know, if you're at training, you can't fight, well, hit pads, just do some throwing or whatever it might be instead, because you could maybe do that, or at least be there and watch, and you can do something. But don't just say you can't do something, all right, and then make that your excuse. And people do it all the time, you know, or lockdown made me fat, or, you know, I go away a lot and that's why I eat a load of rubbish. Well, don't eat rubbish then. Just go away and eat good. You know, it's just a decision. It's nothing to do with being away. It's nothing to do with lockdown. It's to do with your decisions. You know, I know somebody during lockdown who lost 20 kilos or roundabout, and you know, what's the difference? The decisions that person made are different to decisions that somebody who put on 20 kilos made. Totally different. Yet that person who put on 20 kilos will say it was lockdown. It was lockdown's fault. Well, that doesn't add up. All right, so it's nothing to do with lockdown. It's nothing to do with being away. It's nothing to do with your bad knee. It's to do with the fact that you're using that as an excuse. And you got to ask yourself, are you just effing lazy? And, you know, as funny as it was, and I'm telling you the story because it made me laugh and it's quite comical, but it's true in a lot of ways. Are you just effing lazy? Are you just using that as an excuse so you haven't got to do anything about it? So you can kind of sit there and complain and say, well, it's not my fault that I'm in this position. That's not my fault that I'm not happy, because that's due to this or this or this. And it's then kind of the responsibility lies somewhere else. It doesn't lie with you. So I think that's really what a lot of people need to change. And I think that is another reason why I'm quite happy, because I'm definitely not perfect. One little bit, I'm not perfect. But I think nowadays, certainly, the places where I'm poor, the places where I'm failing, if you like, the places where I'm not doing well, they're places that I understand that the issue is me, and I understand that the problems are that I'm not taking action on it. I'm not taking the steps to improve. I'm not finding out how to put it right, and I can do that, and that's up to me if I want to deal with it. And it's not due to, you know, somebody not educating me, or, you know, a money issue, or, you know, a health issue. It's nothing to do with that. It's my issue to put right by taking certain action. And I think that's what a lot of us need to do. Just man up, or woman up, or whatever you want to say. And, you know, sometimes we're just too kind to people. As much as I'm a kind person, I want to be kind to people. I want to help people. I want to really support people. But sometimes I just think, just man up. But you can't say that these days. Everything's got to be politically correct. We're not allowed to say man up. And that's why I really liked it when the brother said what he said to his twin, just because that really just, he can say it. He can get away with it because it's his twin brother. Whereas I couldn't ever say that to the guy, even though I was, you know, while he was actually listing all these things which were wrong, I wasn't thinking it's because he's lazy. I was thinking, well, that's because you've got a bad attitude in comparison to your brother. That's the main reason. You may have all these issues as well, but it's mainly your attitude. And just as I was thinking that, his brother come out with what he come out with. So I thought I'd share that, because maybe you need to talk to yourself like that. Maybe you need to work out, am I effing lazy? Am I just making excuses? do I need to make changes? And if you do, and you're honest with yourself, and you've worked out that you do, then either make the changes, you get off your butt and make those changes, or stop complaining about being where you are, because you kind of only have the right to complain if you're doing everything that you can and they're still not changing. Even then though, if you're doing something about it and it's not changing, maybe your strategy's wrong. So yeah, be honest with yourself, the same as I'm honest with myself as much as I can be anyway. And call yourself out. Don't wait for other people to call you out, because certainly these days people don't. People are too kind. People are too politically correct. Be hard on yourself, not to put yourself down, but be hard on yourself to help yourself and try and improve your situation and get to a better place where you're happier and more content and more fulfilled. And that's the answer, and that's what we want. It's a world-class happiness channel, and hopefully this advice will help you, regardless of whether you're sort of thinking, oh well, that's a bit rude, you know, he's calling us this and he's calling us that. That's not the case. I want you to be hard on yourself so you can get to a better place. It's coming from kindness and not hate. So it's up to you really as well, just to take this message however you want to. And again, if you've got a good attitude, you'll take it in the right way, which is how it was meant. So nice one. I'll ask you very quickly again, please subscribe, thumbs up on the videos, and I'll see you on another video. Cheers guys.